you went from this schedule of not releasing music as much, and now you're on it. You just released your newest project, Get Wet Radio, back in March and everything. And this is very special for you because, it was on your father's birthday?
Yeah, I put it out on his birthday, just gave it to the world on his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a playlist he left on Spotify before he passed away. And it was a bunch of R&B music. When I was growing up, all he did was DJ. He used to sell CDs and DVDs on the corner of our street for us to eat. So, my pop's always been known to be the music man. You know what I'm saying? He was more so feared, cause that nigga, my pops was in about no games. That nigga was crazy. But he always had that music. When he had his music and his weed, he was a totally different person. So everybody know him for that. And it was just crazy growing up because that's all he did anyway. So when I had found that shit, when my little sister sent it to me, I was like, what the fuck? I got some shit. He only had a couple little items and shit, but that's what I got out of it and shit. It's actually 2 playlists on there. I just picked the Get Wet Radio one first because I'm like, that's how I felt in life at the time.
Yo. It's your boy Hakeem, and you are watching Our Generation Music. And today, man, I got a very special one for y'all. I know I say that a lot, but this man is very, very talented. All across the board. My man, Zelooperz, man. How we doing today?
Chilling.
Very good?
Feeling real good. Have a swell day.
Swell. Hey, you can never go wrong with a swell day.
Yeah.
You did some shopping.
Yeah, Terminal 27.
I love that spot. I went to there for a pop-up party 2 weeks ago. The vibes was crazy.
Everybody was in that motherfucker. I wouldn't. It's so small, but everybody I seen nigga just nigga coming in with their security. I'm like, why do you want to be here? You know what I'm saying? It's small as fuck up in that motherfucker.
It was lit though.
But that should be lit as hell. It'd be cool.
It was very lit. I love the outside and how it's layered and laid out and stuff, like the gravel and just the inside, the area they got for the music and everything is super dope. But shopping wise. No, the first time I met you was at the Narco House. We pulled up with Na-Kel, but it was just another person at the Narco House, nothing really, crazy. But then I seen the homie on Rodeo. When you see somebody on Rodeo, that's a different type of.
Yeah, we doing the same shit.
What up, nigga?
Hey, man,
was you shopping? I was shopping, and I see Knock across the street. Big hug. Shout out my nigga Knock. And, we were, shopping around and just, getting to it today, fucking that bag up, man. That was a very fun day, but...
Yeah, you went crazy in Bottega. Me and Knock went to Celine. I want some Celine shit.
That shit hard, man. But it made me go check your music out and everything, because I didn't really, was that hip to your music at the time and everything, but it's like, this nigga's cool as hell, man. What this nigga be on? This nigga getting fresh as shit.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to dress up.
How long you been into the fashion and everything for?
Man, since I was able to go to a store, since I made my first couple of dollars, cutting grass, I was trying to get fresh. It wasn't and I always had to go get some shit from a place that wasn't known or popular and shit. In my neighborhood, I stay close to Dearborn, so they got these little mom and pop shops that, I say probably the Arabic community, they own them motherfuckers, so they getting shit from who God knows where. But it's the little funny little swag that I picked up. I got that shit from going there in the thrift store, so that shit really got me into clothes because I used to see a lot of different patterns and shit there. So I always was.
So you was thrifting early?
Yeah, because I was fucked up. My moms and pops ain't had shit. I used to wear my dad's shoes. So as soon as I got some money, that's what the first thing I wanted to do. I was flooding the class. My shoes, I had holes in them. So everything I really that shit really kind of, molded me as a person a little bit because that's what I wanted first.
To get the shoes. What kind of shoes were you shopping for? I see you with some Pradas right now. Back then.
Man, I just pulled these out this week and my shit getting a little dirty now. I'm acting funny about it and shit.
I feel like those can be cool beat though, just a tiny bit.
I feel like I'm gonna beat them, but I just damn, I'm about to beat them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to do it. But the first shit that I was into, as a kid, I really fuck with Jordans, but the reason why I did, cause we really didn't get those. I remember my first 3 pair of Jordans and shit. my first pair of Jordans, them bitches was fake. My stepdad took me to the back room and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That, you know.
All the fucking flavors, you know, all the shit that Virgil be making now, but all the flavors. I seen Spider-Man, I see the SpongeBob bitches, the ones with the sharks on them bitches. But I was like, let me get some shit that niggas at school ain't gonna go crazy on me. So I got the black cats, but this was the fucked up part. I get to school, and the nigga got the real black cats on. I was in that bitch confused. And you know how the black cats, the Jordan, they shit upside down and shit, right? So I don't know what them bitches really look like. I'm like, my shit fake, my shit upside down. I'm in that bitch having a struggle in class, but I knew how they was fake. It was a gray that he had on his shit that I didn't have on my shit. And my shit started falling apart after a while, but after I seen that nigga with them bitches on, I ain't never wear them bitches to school again. I'm like,
nigga said finito. The only pair of fake shoes that I had, I remember like growing up, was the Yeezys, the Yeezy 2s. Yeah, I had to though. Like, I know I'm ugly for it, but I had to.
No, them bitches was expensive.
You couldn't get them. You could. It was so expensive, and I finally got my first job in high school, and like I was like, yo, fuck it, AliExpress, $150. Let's fucking go. Come on.
When
I'm gonna have to wait a month. They glowed in the dark too though. So I was like,
you won.
All right, I kind of won.
They glue in the dark, you won.
You
like,
know?
you got a feature on them. Nobody can tell you shit. Like, your shit had a feature on them.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out AliExpress. You be doing your thing.
Man.
But all right, so I met you, right? You know, Earl, everybody shopping. That was super dope. You know, niggas done fucked the stove up that day. Super fun. But you know, back in January, you were on Earl Sweatshirt's Vision song. And, you know, before that, you guys did Easter Sunday. You know, what was it like, you know, working with Earl and everything, and how'd you guys link up?
Like, I be doing a lot of songs with niggas, but that's like my brother, so we don't really like being, like, we'll go in the studio and make some songs, like we got a lot of shit we done made in the studio, but we really don't operate like that. Like, when he got on Easter Sunday, that shit was like, I was always close to Earl, but from afar, so, like, when I meet up with this nigga, be like random times, and we just be on the same shit, like, when I was like 20, 21 and shit, like when I was younger. So Black Noi, which is his DJ and one of my best friends and shit, he played the song to him, and that's how he hopped on that shit. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? So,
know about it, yeah.
Yeah, them niggas was on tour and shit. We shot the video separate times. I shot it at home, and he went on tour, he shot his part, and we was just doing guerrilla shit, like guerrilla shooting. And I was like, I wanted to put out music, like, because I was really sat a long time without putting out music. I used to wait like 3 or 4 years apart before I put out another record. So it's like I just recently started putting out like multiple albums a year, like in the last 3 or 4 years.
What changed with that? Why? You know,
I was a young nigga, and I was kind of like waiting for like the homies to tell me when to do some shit versus like. Not me, I was making shit, but I was kind of like waiting, like maybe I should do it this way or do it that way. And I feel like it was the best for me because I wasn't fully developed like on the music standpoint. So like me waiting those long periods of time, getting the album together, knowing what it took to create an album, like that helped me make my albums now, and I fully understand like that process. But now I just make a whole bunch of music and know how to put shit together.
It's dope though, because sometimes it does take some time to really, you know, step back from shit and really reflect and really live and really create shit and really learn and shit, which is super dope.
Yeah, you gotta, one thing I had to realize is like the process behind everything, and like when making a project, it's like making a painting or a movie, like you kind of see the beginning of it and you can see the end of it, and you gotta hear all those points, and like it takes time to make music. You gotta live life to make music, and that takes time. So like now, like I have a bunch of songs say that I can put out other albums a year, but before I wasn't really recording shit. I ain't really have a studio to go to. So like when I had a studio to go to, we got the studio at the crib, I was just like getting out all these ideas I ain't have a chance to, and that's what made me put out more music.
I feel that. You and Earl, you know, you guys have a very dope relationship. It's not just like, you know, just rappers linking up and making beats and everything. You guys actually have a genuine connection and friendship. And even so much that, you know, he had you style him for his New York Times, you know, shoot. What was that, you know, like and everything?
That shit kind of came about like before, the first time I did it was the Jimmy Fallon shit. But it was like me and Black Noise, like once again, me and Black Noise in the room. It was like we got like a trifecta friendship. Like one talks to one, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So Black Noise in the room, and he like, I'm like, man, I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit all day to him, ear beatings all day. I'm like, I'm style y'all for Jimmy 5. You gonna do Jimmy 5? I'm style y'all. Cause I'm geeked up, my bro about to do that shit. He started talking to me about this brand, Bodie, whatever they, I pronounce it Bode, but I think they pronounce it Bodie. But he was talking about that brand and how he really fucked with some of the pieces from it. And like I say, a year beforehand, I had ordered a shirt from them because my homie Emo, he put me on the brand. And he was like, yo, check out this shit. They make shit from, they source shit from old materials, like from the 80s and shit like that. Like it could be a fucking placemat or like an old tapestry, like any type of shit. Like they source shit like that. And they give you like the description where it came from. But long story short, I bought a shirt from him. It was like a silk shirt, Aztec patterns on it, but I wanted to know how it fit. So I DM'd him like a year ago, like, yo, how this shirt fit? Like, how this gonna fit? I want to know before I purchase, because I'm a long ass nigga. I only wore the shirt one time, but it fit right when I needed it. That $400 damn shirt. But
better fit, nigga.
Yeah, they hit me back about it. So I'm like, all right. I looked at my DM. I was like, when I was about to hit them, I'm like, let's see if I could ask them that, you know, source some clothes for the Jimmy Fallon shit. Hit them up, and they hit me right back like, what you need, blase splee. I didn't even tell them who it was for at first. They just literally hit me back. They such a nice group of people. Nick, Lillian up in New York, they really helped me out a lot. They just opened a store here too, but yeah, they hit me back. They let me grab a bunch of shit for the Jimmy Fallon shit. Even gave me a little fit to wear for the day. I was lit as hell. Did that shit, and Dev, which is a woman that works with Tebe, is like his sister, but like she was like, oh man, that shit, you killed it. Like I'll tell you when you need some more shit. But they hit me up for the New York Times shit, and that shit was crazy though. Like I spent like 2 bands alone just like on. I didn't even care. I was like, I'm gonna go ham. They were like, we need 30 outfits. I had 30 outfits in the room. Like I was on tour at the time too, so I had to fly from San Francisco to New York. It was like fucking red eye flight, but I got there like 10 o'clock, had a U-Haul, had my partner, Eric, grab all the shit from the stores and shit, and had all the 30 outfits in there. I bought him the shoes, like, here, bro, keep these bitches, because I know his style, and I was just happy that he was happy. It was fun to do it.
And that's a big moment, you know?
It was
like,
fun to do it, because
New York Times, man.
Yeah, it's the homie, though. So like, me and him, we relate on clothes. Like, he'd call me, like, look at these shoes. These look like some shit you would wear. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Tebe really ain't too big in the fashion shit. Like, he fucks with, he gets dripped out, but he don't really care.
There's a certain type of drip.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck about, like, shit that most people give a fuck about. So I had to be careful. Like, I had a lot of freaky shit up there that he was like, man, I ain't wearing that shit. like, I already knew it was going to be bad. I was like, all right, look, I'll take it back.
Oh, man. Well, besides, you know, rapping, another, you know, in fashion, another aspect to you is that, you know, you're an artist too. You be painting, and, you know, you painted majority of your covers, your album covers and everything. You know, where does this passion from, you know, for painting come from, and how long you been doing it?
I've been drawing since I was a kid. Like, my uncle, my stepdad's brother, like, he was an artist, but, like, he really didn't, like, care about it too much. Like, he went to jail a couple times, and, like, he sent back some paintings of him and his mom, and that shit was so crazy to me. He made the frame out of toothpicks. Like, that shit was crazy as fuck to me. So I was looking at that shit as a kid. Like, I never seen nothing, like, done by somebody I knew that was artistic like that. And even beforehand, I was always drawing and shit, but, like, I really got into painting, like, I say when I turned, like, 20 or so. Like, that's when I started taking painting serious, or just, like, painting, period. I'm really good at pencil. Like, but painting is like an ongoing experiment with me. I'm not ever like, I know what I'm good at, and I know what like defines my pieces, and who I am as an artist, but I still am all like experimenting all the time.
And I know you're really inspired by Basquiat and everything.
I feel like I'm inspired. I'm inspired by Basquiat a little bit, but I feel like Francis Bacon and Sorayama, like. He did this drawing and shit. I just got this shit tatted. But
I saw that you got
Japanese airbrush artist. I'm inspired by them more than Basquiat. Francis Bacon, just because of the way his shit looked, it was like he used like raw canvas, so all his shit kind of had like a certain grunge type feel to it. It was like it wasn't on like a gesso canvas, like it was like gritty. So I fuck with that shit.
For sure. And then you even got like your own Twitter for where you sell
I got
your
Twitter,
canvases.
Instagram. Like I had to like try to section this shit off because I started getting too much of my shit in my regular DM. So I'm like, let me just break this shit off.
And so you're making that, and you're selling your pieces. I think it was like 1,000 and up. It says in the bio.
Yeah, but at the same time, I literally like I sell to a kid like every morning I probably get up and like get kids deals on paintings because I know a kid don't got $1,000, and I know most of my fan base, this bunch of kids, a bunch of young dudes. So I just like try to look out for them. But people hit me all the time. They got the rack. Like I've been waiting to pay a rack. Like
That's amazing, man. Do you ever plan on maybe doing an art gallery or installation somewhere? Is that a dream or goal?
I'm gonna do an installation, but my goal is to have 3 art galleries: one in LA, one in New York, and one in Detroit. That's what I'm gonna do. Like that's a goal of mine.
Is there gonna be a name for it?
I'm probably Moselle. My middle name Moselle offline.
That'd be hard though. To one in your home city, Detroit. That'd be super fire. And a lot of super fire shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's just Detroit artists. Like, there's so many different styles coming out of Detroit. It's like, you got the Baby Smooths, the Babytron, Babyface Ray. You got guys like you. Like, what do you think is the reason for that? Like, although niggas, they do rap on some of the same beats, right, and some of the same producers, but everyone comes differently at it. Like, why do you think Detroit has such like a well-versed of artists?
Cause Detroit niggas kind of like travelers. Like we take trips, so I feel like each nigga might then took a different walk of life just because all the trips he then took outside the city. Like niggas go out of town to make money, like in Detroit. I feel like that's one of the reasons. And one, like Detroit artists, I feel like everybody want to have their own style, want to be different. Like you name Babytron, you name Babyface Ray, Babytron. Those niggas got 2 completely different styles, but they both respect it and both like telling the message. Like, so I mean, like everybody just like try to keep it real with like being individuals and shit.
Nah, 100%. My man, Babytron is insane, bro. Babytron is crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's the homie. We just did like 3 songs, like probably like a month ago. Like them bitches crazy.
Yeah, bro.
I like working with him because he worked the same way I do. He like, and he think fast. Like I like that.
How do you said you guys work the same way? What's your creative process? Like what do you need to create and how do you create?
I can write, but I like to like freestyle. I like to punch. I like to think about my bars in my head. Like I probably write 4 to 8 bars in my head before I even say something. And I do that like repetitively, like, and then that's how I get my flow switched and shit like that. But like for the most part, I like to be like right there in the moment and feel what I feel and say it right then and there. Like I don't like to harp on it. Like
I feel that. Nah, it's dope though that you still write something. Like there's still 4 bars being written in your head.
4 to 8 I write in my head, and then like I mean like that's each time I punch. So I'm like writing in my head, like I'm thinking about it before I say it. Like then I might get a couple of 4s or 8 like freestyle out because I start getting in the groove. But I'm thinking like before I say shit. I just don't. I'm not about to sit and read like
Why is that? Why do you not like to sit and read?
I did a lot of writing. I wrote like probably 4 of my first albums. Like I sat and wrote all day, but that's when I couldn't just record when I wanted to. Like I had to wait to go to the studio and shit. But when I got the studio right there, I could just get up and feel how I want and just get the shit out. You know? So I ain't got time to write. I got this shit coming in my head. I'm thinking, saying this shit, saying shit.
Van Gogh's left ear. Did you actually go to the Van Gogh exhibit? Because I went and it was super fucking dope. It was just like, you're just sitting down and then like Van Gogh's literally everywhere. Like it's this virtual experience and it's just like the music is crazy, the scoring is crazy. Did you go and everything and check it out?
Yeah, that was like kind of like more of the sign for me to name the album that. Like when I seen that they was doing that shit, I'm like, yeah, I'm naming this shit. Nah, I already kind of like had the concept in mind, like when I was like coming up with names and shit. Like I came up with this shit with my homie Bruiser Wolf, and we just sitting, him and my homie ES, we was just sitting, just like talking about music and like it was like I feel like the biggest thing behind music is having a mirror and having somebody there to see you who you are. Like a mirror can't talk back, but your friend can talk back and tell you how people see you. So that's what basically we was doing. And like the air concept came about because like niggas don't know my shit damn near stick out like a little bit, you know what I'm saying? If you look closely, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
And when I was in school, niggas used to go crazy on my ass, like, this nigga, big ass, nigga, like, niggas was going so ham, like, after I got older and shit, I just stopped giving a fuck about shit, but literally, I was thinking about the concept of how he cut his ear off, put it in the box,
for the girl.
Yeah, but it's like, it kind of like resonated with me a little bit and shit. I got the tattoo back here, cut here. Like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, that shit resonated with me as being an artist as well. So, like, yeah, the concept of that shit just came about just like that.
How was it, like, recording this the project and everything? Did you do it over COVID and everything?
I recorded that shit. It's like some of the songs was like 5 years old.
Okay.
And then some of the songs was like 2 weeks before I put it out. Like once I got the intro when I made Battery and shit, I was like, all right, let me just gather this shit up. Like, let me get this shit together. Cause when I made Battery, I had hit a peak where I felt like that in each and every moment. I feel like I made it on the same day. Like when I just hit a peak with the music that I was making at the time, and I'm like, okay, let me gather what I got here up. And like I kind of like comprised that off of it was 50 songs. Sent it to my homie Brown, and he just picked his favorite like 23 songs, and then we just broke it down from that.
So Brown is who? He's just your friend?
No, that's my big homie, Danny Brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are signed to also signed to Danny Brown, his label, and you've been signed on for years and everything.
I ain't never signed no papers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had to sign no papers. Like
Okay.
Brown, he don't work like that. He never made me put no ink on the paper like, oh, you owe me this, or like his whole thing was like never giving me nothing that I would have to owe back, and just like having me understand what the music game was and shit. That's why I'm kind of like straight now, because I never signed nothing. I never was put in no deal situation. I don't owe nobody shit. It's like, because bro didn't want that shit to happen to me. He kind of like showed me what the real was before somebody else.
He let you grow and develop.
Yeah,
and
you know
do
what I'm
your
saying?
own thing.
Like, Brown done a lot of shit for me. Like, he put me on my first couple tours. Like, just teaching me the music game, period. Like, just me watching him do the shit, you know?
That's gonna be hard. That's hard, man. Like, Danny Brown's a legend, man. Like,
Yeah.
bro, that man is crazy. It's crazy now to see Danny Brown with not his chipped tooth. I know that was probably like super shocking for you when you first seen that shit.
No, it was more of a like, I'm like, that shit crispy. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I said, I was my ear fucked up when I was young. Like,
It was such a
niggas
staple
on my
in his-
head. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's a staple at the same time. Like, everybody deserves to change. Like for the
sure.
better. You know what I'm saying? He probably got that shit his whole life. People probably just all in his grill. He probably stopped giving a fuck about it, but at a point. But like nigga, you get money, nigga. Like fuck it, nigga. I'm getting my shit fixed. Like most of these niggas get their shit fixed. Ain't shit wrong with their teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga be having big ass dents. Ain't shit never been wrong with their teeth. Like nigga, why you got veneer? Your shit ain't nothing been wrong with your teeth. You could have got braces. Like niggas should be looking crazy.
Bro, God,
Like,
man. A real legendary moments, you know. Shout out Danny Brown too. Definitely deserves his flowers and is very crucial to just, you know, people really just being themselves in hip hop. Like he was fully just immersed in him. Like nigga did not give a fuck. Like it was. Shout out to you, man. You deserve your flowers, my brother. You worked with a legend, Alchemist, man. You was on the EP, man.
Uncle Al.
Uncle Al. That's where we at with it. Uncle Al,
like,
the legend.
I'm telling y'all, like these, like that's why I talk about, like I would say Brown, like these my brothers. Like I don't, like when I met Brown, I was like 18 years old. Like I just sent him my first mixtape off Twitter, and he was like, "I fuck with this shit. Come up to the studio." Next thing you know, I was in New York for the first time, like doing my first show. And I never been on a plane. Like that's how I met the nigga. So it was like I don't really got the same like I look like I listened to Brown on some shit like prior to that, probably like literally like 2 weeks ago, like before that he hit me back, and I never stopped listening to it. Him and Chip's album, that was like my favorite albums. But when I met Cuz, it was always bro, like it was always like brotherly love. He was one of the first people who gave me some fucking, like other than my stepbrother, like nigga gave me gear, nigga put me on the plane for the first time, like, and then when I get off the plane, crazy part about this, he did a song with ASAP. It was called Kush Coma and shit. But I made the hook with my boy Skyler, who made the beat. So he sent it over to Brown. Them niggas and got ASAP Rocky on the bitch. I'm at the fucking hotel. The nigga say, you know ASAP on the song. I'm like, nigga, I don't know. Like I don't think like everybody else. Like that shit just blew my mind early. So I was like, I was already off the shit early.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's huge, nigga. Like,
yeah, he always been like that though. He treat everybody like with love, like if he fuck with you, he gonna treat you like a brother. He gonna do shit.
That's fire. Well, getting back to the Alchemist song on Wildstyle, you know, Alchemist is a legend, bro. Like, and he's also a person, you know, that's very selective on who he works with. You know, I feel like he's got to really respect you and respect, you know, your craft and everything. He's not. I've seen an interview with him, and he's just not really big on the music industry. You know. What was it like, you know, making that Wildstyle song and even shooting the video?
The Wildstyle shit, it kind of like, the song is cut in half because it was too long. I rapped for a long ass time, but we cut it in half. It was just like, just chilling with the nigga one day, like, I already knew the prior EPs that came out with the homies on it. I was going ham. Like, I ain't on the EP. Like, I know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he already had a plan to like make another one. So we were just in there working one day and just made this shit at his crib. That shit was. I named the song Wildstyle because of this movie that Brown put me on. It's called Wildstyle. It's like a breakdance movie. But like I just like correlated with me having Wildstyle, and I did a chill flow. You know, like I wanted to be chill, like so. Niggas knew that I could do more than one thing, but yeah. You
know, yeah, no, that shit was
video. We shot that shit at like behind Milk Studios. My homeboy Devin worked there, and we just shot that shit in the back. Changed a couple of outfits, and had my boy Keep JoJo. He from Russia. He edited this shit.
Black Noi, you know, which is someone that you know you're constantly working with, and you know, a frequent collaborator. You know, he also produced a 2010 song I love from Earl Sweatshirt, Super Hard. The beat is crazy, and Earl did his thing.
I remember you saying that when it first came out, too.
Yeah, I was like, nigga, you fucking slid all that shit.
Yeah.
What's you know, it like working with him, and how did you guys, you know, build this collaborative relationship?
Black Noi is like, when I first started working with Black Noi, it was like, basically around the same time I met Brown. Like, that's been my friend for a long time, but me and Black Noi really didn't kick it that much. Like, we had this producer group called Bulletproof Dolphin. And that shit was like in 2016 where niggas, all of us just used to sit in our homie's basement and just make music all the time.
Yeah.
So, like, during that time, like, me and Black Noi got closer, but over time, literally, he just really became the only person that would really record me and shit. So we had a lot of shit that we made over time, and we just had to start putting shit out. But I don't know, he just really helped me build my own concepts outside of working with the group of homies and shit. Like me and Black Noise just get by ourselves and make shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we sit down there and we talk about like how I'm feeling and like like what I want to do, and he makes that shit happen. Like he like a godly producer. Like
Nigga, that beat with that shit is so crazy, bro.
yeah,
That,
I love that shit.
I
too.
heard I think Earl was sitting on it.
Titanic.
Yeah, he was sitting on it for a while before he even, recorded that. He told me, like, when we were in the store, he's like, nigga, I was sitting on that beat for, like, I think a year or months or something like that. And, took me a while to come up with it because the beat was so special. And it was that, I didn't want to just go on it, just rush it and anything like that. But
that's one thing Timbaland don't do. He don't rush the shit. He sit there and, he don't care how long it take. That boy sit there and write. Like, that's why we don't really, like, I had to sit and I record my shit before him, but I'll be sitting and writing still. I'll write with Tebe, like, fuck, I know it's going to be.
Tebe's the only one that can get you to write these days.
No, I write with Brown, I write with Tebe. It ain't even got to get me to write. Like, they don't give a fuck if I write. They want it. They want that shit. You know what I'm saying? They want it. They don't care what process I do, but, like, I sit and write with the homies just to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we chilling, you know what I'm saying? We writing, like, sharpen my pen and shit.
Yeah, that's fire. Another fire thing that I think would be super dope to see and actually happen is I saw you retweet, wanting to work with Pharrell.
I didn't. Yeah, that's the homie. He had tweeted that shit. I really feel like Pharrell the legend. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I retweeted it. But who I really want to work with is Timbaland or Missy Elliot, E40. That's who I really want to work with. Like,
damn.
I like Pharrell beats and shit. Like, but like, I fuck with Pharrell's style more than his beats. Like, I fuck with his style.
Fashion-wise, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, versus his style of making music. Like, the sound, like, I wouldn't, like, feel like I rap on it. Like, I know I can rap on any beat and it sound dope. Like, but I feel like that wouldn't be my first go-to. I fuck with Pharrell, like, as a person and style more.
Nah, I mean, it's really dope to see, like, Pharrell right now making basically trap hi-hats. Like, if you hear fucking Wasting Time, like, it was like there's like rolls in it and shit. And even now, the new song with Pusha T and Jay-Z, like, that just came out last night, like, hearing like Pharrell really do like trap hi-hats is insane. It's like crazy to see.
The craziest thing that I found out about Pharrell is like how he starts every beat.
Oh yeah, the 4 count, his tag.
That's like one of my favorite things he does. Like that, like when I found that out, I had to go back. Like, man, I didn't notice this shit the whole time.
This nigga been doing it for years. That's the tag with no noise, man.
Yeah.
And speaking of all the noise and crazy shit, you just wrapped up your first headlining tour. You made a stop through all the country, like New York and your hometown, Detroit. What was tour like? And headlining your own shit.
I've been doing this shit for like 10 years, man. I've been on tour with all my homies. Like I done been on like 8 tours, like with my homies, niggas that wasn't my homies, like all opening up for niggas. So like every time that I'm on tour, it might be 3 or 4 niggas. Like when I go on tour with Brown, I say it's more niggas that like know my shit, but for the most part, they not there for me. So these people was there for me. It felt weird as hell because I could, at the first couple shows, I'm just laughing hard as hell because I'm like, y'all niggas yelling my shit back at me. This shit funny as hell. Like, I can barely, I see why niggas don't be rapping their whole lyrics.
Because the crowd is like, they're rapping that shit.
I always rap every bar. Like, but when I was doing my own shit, I'm like, fuck, I could chill a little bit. I'm just go relax. I was going, y'all say that one. Okay, I'm doing my shit. Y'all say that one.
Okay.
Like, yeah, back to back. I was having a good time. It was fun to have people there for me. It's like, for a long time, it just started getting weird. Like, when you always open it up for somebody else, like, you just like, damn, nigga, I ain't know, that's not my position in life. Like, like I was put in positions to be a boss. Like, I'm not about to keep, like, putting myself in that area. Like, and the whole thing was when I first tried to do this shit, like, my manager, like, he was like, no, you ain't really ready for that shit yet. And then shit fucked me up, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, he don't fuck with me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It made me feel bad, but it actually made me go harder to put myself in the position to be ready. And I feel like this was the time I was ready versus before I feel what you said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you're putting out a lot more content now, and you're.
I wasn't doing shit. You ain't doing shit.
We came to the conclusion.
You got a manager. What is he gonna manage? You ain't doing shit. Like, come on, like.
He's like, nigga, give me some songs that we talk about
like,
tour, nigga.
Yeah, like, come on, make some shit, man. So I feel that. I appreciate it. You know?
But you know, as much as you know what's dope about you, you know, as an artist, some people might take that the wrong way. They might be like, fuck my manager, or this and that. Nah, you sat down and worked.
I took it the wrong way. I was mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was mad, but
all right, I was gonna give the nigga props.
No, it put the fire in my heart. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm about to do this. I'm about to show you something, motherfucker. So I had to go harder. You feel me?
Which is good. But all right, so now that you went on your first, you know, headlining tour by yourself. What?
Yeah. I was DJing myself, went by my damn self.
What would you change for the next time? You know, what have you learned?
I wouldn't change shit. I wouldn't even change shit. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it better next time. I'm just do everything I did, but better. Like I already did this shit 10 times. Like I wouldn't change nothing. Like, that's the part I was trying to change from being the opener to the headliner. I feel like I need to do some more dates. Add more dates to my shit. I would change that. I feel like, let me see. It's probably one thing I would change. I flew a lot. I don't like flying. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of flying. Like I feel like I'm the stewardess. Like I don't want to fly no more. But like you gotta work hard for that. You gotta work. Like niggas get sprinters all day, but niggas don't really entail what you really need to have a sprint. You're gonna have to have a driver. You're gonna have to have a safe driver. Do you want to be sleeping in that fucking shit all day long? Mm-hmm. It's just like I like flying only for the part that I'm getting out the plane, going to my hotel to the venue. You know what I'm saying? Like the driving, unless you got a tour bus. When I get to tour bus level, I'll be okay. But other than that, like that should be a headache.
Yeah, that tour bus life, man, is something else.
Tour buses be lit. I've been on a lot of tours with tour buses, but now I'm getting my own shit. I'm like, might as well fly. Them tour buses expensive, especially right now. They was $100,000 before this gas went up. Like before the pandemic and all that shit, them bitches at least $100,000. You know what I'm saying? For some certain tours, you going certain distances and shit.
But there is the Mercedes little Sprinter though that you can.
Nah, I don't want to be. I'm too big for that shit.
Niggas said I gotta stretch.
I go on my bunk and go to sleep. Every tour, niggas don't even see me. They be all partying and shit. I'll be in the bunk. Like for real, I go to sleep.
Yeah, I feel that. More tour shit, and I'm sure it was super chaotic and super fun. Zack Fox, you guys went on tour. How unpredictable of a nigga is that, man?
He predictable.
Unpredictable of a nigga.
No, he's predictable because I know he gonna do some unpredictable shit. You gotta know these things, man. You gotta know your personnel. You gonna be like the homie crazy, and you know your homie crazy then. Mm-hmm. But he ain't a crazy motherfucker. He just really fun. Like he that's one of my best people, my best friends, man.
How was that tour, man? Like,
fun as
come
hell,
on, tell us some fun, cool.
Right,
what happened? What's the greatest thing or funniest thing that happened on that tour that you can share with us?
First night we went out to the bar and shit after the show. Like this after the show. Like that's how I knew he's bad. You know what I'm saying? He's a bad man with jam. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that bitch drunk as hell. I'm trying to celebrate with him because this is his first tour, like rap tour. And we in Atlanta. So I'm in there. I bought 40 Casamigos shots for all the homies and shit.
Damn.
I went crazy in that bitch.
40?
40, nigga. I bought 2 sets of fucking 20. 2 sets of 20.
Damn.
So everybody in that bitch drunk as hell. I leave because I'm drunk as hell. You know what I'm saying? I leave and shit.
40 shots gonna do that.
Man, this nigga texted me at 3 o'clock in the morning like I just had to be the uncle ass. On the first night, he just whipped somebody ass because they was disrespecting him. But that's Zack. Like, he's just a stand-up nigga. Like,
he really from Atlanta, too.
Yeah, don't think nothing of, like, don't try to mix the nigga up. That nigga's a real nigga. Like, he will beat your ass. Like, he will shoot your ass. He will beat your ass. But that was the first night. And then when we was in Houston, we went to the strip club. That shit was funny as hell. Like, we get to the strip club. He got partners in the strip club. They got his name on the goddamn table and shit. Man, we went crazy in that bitch. But the funny part is just him and his girl being there, like, taking pictures of this nigga. He just holding his money like a baby and shit. We just doing stupid shit like that. Bro. He look, this is how he got to pass out the money to the strip. You know, when your girl there, he passes. Here, you get $1, you get $1, but you gotta keep the rotation going. Or niggas, why you keep passing money to this bitch? Like, so that shit was funny as hell. But that's my dog. Like, we get fucked up. Like, we go to the bar, have drinks, get fucked up for real. That's my boy.
My favorite thing recently was I was watching a TV show, The Elementary School, and Zack Fox just pops up. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, this nigga is in this shit? What's going on? And I just knew it was funny. And just he's hilarious, man. Shout out Zack Fox,
He's
man.
very talented. He a writer. He write on a lot of shit. Like he just wrote on Bust Down. You seen that yet? It's on
I did
Peacock.
see. Yeah, I did see that.
That shit funny as hell. Him and Jack Knight. That nigga funny as fuck. That's the homie too, but that nigga's crazy.
Yeah, shout out Zach, man.
Yeah, I'm about to go to New York and see them niggas. Cause I'm like, after I leave here, I'm gonna go home for a week, paint, go to New York, hang out with them niggas before they come back here. And I'm gonna have to come back here. We gotta do that festival.
Yeah, so speaking of the festivals and everything, you're doing Smokers Club, April 30th in LA and everything, you know. How do you go about preparing differently for a festival than you would for your show?
I've been doing festivals since I was like 21 years old. Like I've been doing festivals. I already know how to sound, like how to project my voice. I don't use in-ears, you know what I'm saying? Like I know, like my voice, I know how my voice is supposed to sound. Like that shit don't mean nothing to me. I don't prepare no differently than the regular show. Like get some sleep. Like this, I'm really
don't go
like,
out and party with Zack Fox the night before.
No, you can go out and party, but see that me. Z, everybody knows Z gonna leave at a certain time. Like,
okay,
I'm an old man. I get up out of here. Like, I ain't doing all that shit with y'all. Y'all youngsters, y'all can go do that. I ain't the one. Like, niggas be out super late. I might get up at 12 and go hang out with your ass and get it in at 4. That's the type of nigga I am. Cause I know you gonna be out till 7, so I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't the sun coming up. Old man gotta get some sleep, man.
Man, I just like sleeping because when I get some sleep, I'm lit. Like versus being in the party, making everybody, you know what I'm saying, sorry for me and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. And you went from this schedule of not releasing music as much, you know, and now you're on it. You know, you just released your newest project, Get Wet Radio, back in March and everything. And this is very special for you because, you know, it was on your father's birthday.
Yeah, I put it out on his birthday, like. Just like gave it to the world on his birthday. Like, it's just like a playlist he left on Spotify before he passed away, and it's like it was a bunch of R&B music. When I was growing up, all he did was DJ. He used to sell CDs and DVDs on the corner of our street for us to eat. So like my pop's always been known to be the music man. You know what I'm saying? Like he was more so feared, like cause like that nigga, my pops was in about no games. Like that nigga was crazy. But like he always had that music. Like when he had his music and his weed, he was a totally different person. So everybody know him for that. And it was just crazy growing up because that's all he did anyway. So when I had found that shit, when my little sister sent it to me, I was like, what the fuck? I got some shit. Like like he only had a couple little items and shit, but that's what I got out of it and shit. It's actually 2 playlists on there. I just picked the Get Wet Radio on first because I'm like, that's how I felt in life at the time. Like.
Besides that, creatively though, what was it like making the project? You know, what was the process like making Get Wet Radio?
Like since he passed away, over the years, like I just kind of I just searched for the sound that I was like trying to mimic. I was like, it would never be the playlist, it would never be that, but it was like it kind of found me in ways too, like going through a fucked up relationship, like being like the toxic nigga in the relationship, and it's not so much that, like actually like getting my heart broke at the same time. It was like kind of fucked me up. So I would find these songs along the way, and then still like trying to pay homage to my stepdad. It was like it was weird. It was weird as hell. It's like one of the best gifts I got out of being fucked up. You know, like it's one of my favorite albums, and I'm not just saying it because it's my last one, but it's just like it's always gonna be one of my favorites because I never made no music like that before, and I got to make it with my friends that actually knew the sound. Like, so it was cool.
Damn, that's dope, man. That's inspiring for sure. I'm sure he's very proud of that album, man. It's super dope. And you know, you have a really unique...
That nigga be like, son, you got me, you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga always
like, you did your thing, little nigga. What are the interesting things about you too is your release schedule. Like you release on Bandcamp, then you eventually put it on DSPs, then you go to vinyls. Like, you know, where did this come from? This schedule? How did you go about it? And what's
I started it like with Dynamite. And it's because it was like one of the first times I was putting out music like by myself, like without having my manager put it on there, on the streaming services and all that shit. Like I used to wait for niggas to help me do that shit. So like I was just like, oh, I'm about to drop, so I'm not gonna tell nobody. Like me and Black Noise only know. You know what I'm saying? So I just started doing shit. And I started with that process because I'm like, Bandcamp, like I could make some paper from that shit right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like when I usually put my shit up on other shit, you waiting forever to get your paper. Like I needed some money right then and there. So I'm like, let me put this shit up for this little $10, whatever. And I'm like, damn, motherfuckers actually buying my shit. Like, so I was like, all right, that's cool. Then I put it on the little streaming services, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put a record out, but like a company overseas and hit me up to put the record out. So that's what really started the records. I wasn't putting no records out before then. They asked me to help put a record out. So like they paid me to do that shit. I got my records, sold them and shit. So it was like that shit started about like really trying to learn the shit on my own, like and doing it by myself.
That's hard. I think that's a very interesting and unique release schedule and release.
Yeah, it's like you putting out 3 times. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put it out on Bandcamp. Everybody gonna see it. Then I'm gonna put it out on the distro service. Everybody gonna see it again. Then I'm gonna put it on vinyl. Then everybody gonna be able to have a physical. And it's more people finding out about it each time you put it out. Like you put it out 3 times. And I learned that on accident. Like just experimenting with shit.
That's fire. You know, right now you're in LA, you about to go do this festival. About to be lit. I'm about to be there. And that shit, bro, Smokers Club Fest. I'm glad it's back. I always loved their festivals and shit. I'm about to go to Coachella for the first time too. Have you been to Coachella?
No, I ain't been to Coachella yet. I done played a lot of shit, but I ain't been to Coachella. I actually probably did go to Coachella. I don't even know. I probably went with Danny one of these years, but I don't know.
I feel that. What do you have planned coming up for the year? Like, what could your fans look forward to, you know, getting from you, whether it's art, fashion, or music?
I'm trying to focus on artwork more. Like, I'm just trying to like do that. Like, I'm gonna be in the studio for the next couple months, like making shit. But at the same time, when I'm chilling out, I'm gonna just be working on art. I'm just trying to get better with my artwork. But yeah, Smokers Club about to come on. Tebbe gonna be on that motherfucker. Zach gonna be on that motherfucker. Sosa about to be on that motherfucker. Everybody, all the homies gonna be on that motherfucker. It's gonna
be a lit day, man.
No, it's gonna be crazy as hell. I can't believe it's one day. Now, y'all niggas scaring me about that now. Who is coming? Who ain't coming? Like,
because you know, like you would get up too close to that the date up, niggas like, oh, so and so not gonna make it or this and that.
Not even that. It's just like that many niggas. Like I probably get on the stage for 5 minutes. Like I don't give a fuck. Don't even pay me. I'll be like, see ya. I know all the homies gonna be performing. Danny gonna be on that bitch. Danny, Tebbe, Zach, Sosa. That shit gonna be crazy as hell.
That's gonna be a movie, man.
I'm gonna be on all my homies' stages. Like we all got songs together, but I feel like they fuck with me so heavy. They want me to be on they share the stage with me. That's why I like, you know, about doing this concert with them, because I'm gonna be able to share the stage with all my homies. I'm not really giving a fuck about my set. That's how I got to where I'm at now, sharing the stage with my homies, like having good friends.
Yeah. Which is very important and very crucial in music.
Yeah, you're not gonna get nowhere without no friends.
And a solid team, you know?
Yeah. 100%. It don't matter how many people in your team, but if you don't got no friends, or you don't got a couple good niggas around you, you fuck. And I ain't got somewhere, but I know I need more good friends. Like, and you don't go out here searching for friends. Friends find you. Like,
Touche, man. Well, we usually do this to close it out and everything. What is your message for our generation?
Do what you want to do what you love to do, stay out of trouble. Ain't shit in trouble but trouble. And just don't go into the negative space of life. That's not fun. Ain't no money really there. You get for real. You get in trouble, you ain't getting no money. Stay out of trouble, you know, do what you love to do. Do what other people tell you you're good at if you love to do it. Cause it might be your calling, you never know. Like people tell me that I need to focus on my art. And that's why I started selling paintings. I got more money off of paintings than I did off my music. Like, so, like, it's a good balance now because it's tours and shit, but most of my money come from paintings. So stay on your shit. You never know.
100%. Thank you, my boy.